Welcome, creatures of all ages. Let me just turn the volume down. Alright, it's Thursday, and a lot of delays in streams or outright aims. One stream got delayed to next week, one stream got delayed to tomorrow, but here I am. I am covered in layers right now because my parents have insisted that I keep the heater off in order to conserve energy. Cupcon, I'm not sure if you're here right now, but thank you so much for coming. It's always an honor to have you, one of my Oshis in this chat. And today we are playing a very hidden gem in the world of indie gaming, and that is Abathor. Abathor is something that I've wanted to play for a long time, largely because it is, there are two large inspirations for it. One of them is the old arcade game Golden Axe. I think it's a game for the Sega Saturn. And the other is, the one I'm interested in, is the works of Robert E. Howard, creator of Conan the Barbarian and Solomon Kane. So before we start, I say before we start because because when I alt tab out of the game, it doesn't. The sound doesn't go off, and the sound is very loud. Actually, you know what? Nobody's here right now, so I think let's start right now. And if someone ends up coming in, then I'll start talking about it. So let's go. Going to Steam and Abathor. Yep. So yeah, I actually did try to play this a while ago. Hold on, let me move my avatar a bit to the side. Yeah. I did actually try to play this a while ago with Caramelone, and it didn't work out. I thought we were going to do a co-op version. However, turns out it's not co-op on PC. It's only co-op on local versions with console. So that's a bit annoying. So I tried to talk more about the history, the works of Robert E. Howard then, but he ended up going on this 1.5 hour tangent on AI art, and so and otherwise. So, better late than never. I have written down the controls in my... Yeah, I've written down the controls in my... What is it? In my handy-dandy set of notes, Google Drive notes. So, let's get started. Let's start a new game, because I think I may have forgotten some of the, like... some of the like really important controls, like learning how to use items. All right, let's do adventure mode. Crantor, Sais, Critias, and Azias. As someone who grew up with Conan the Barbarian, I like Crantor. I last time I tried playing this. Wait. Oh yeah, spacebar. In the times when Atlantis ruled the oceans, the Atlanteans achieved the greatest empire ever seen. Under the guidance of their gods, they built a splendid civilization. Their prodigious technology, fueled by a unique mineral called orichalcum, granted them a definitive advantage to overcome any challenge in their path. It was an era of glory and greatness, where Atlantis stood out as the jewel of creation. The Atlanteans were not satisfied with dominating the known world. They sought an inexhaustible source of energy found only beyond the gates of Abathor. Within there, demons resided who had remained confined for eons. They longed to see the light of the sun and were thirsty for destruction. Upon opening the gates, they emerged with fury to annihilate everything in their path. The Atlanteans' miscalculations led them to ruin. Thousands of demons, outnumbering and overpowering them, began to spread havoc. At the most desolate point of the tragedy, when hope was fading and many Atlanteans were falling victim to a violent fate, 4 heroes emerged from the horizon. Their arrival in Atlantis was not a whim of chance. They carried with them a resolute determination to close the gates of Abathor. Okay, so spacebar to jump, E to attack, C for skill. For Krantor, that's a, like, big swing. Q to dash. And no, enter to pause. So jump, attack, C. Let's go. I saw you on the horizon and came for help. We shouldn't have opened the gates of Abathor. Please, save Atlantis. Let's go. C. E. Atlantis is on the brink of destruction. And in the In the introductory zone, 5 stages, master the controls and mechanics. So yeah, there are these things like really low creeps, like crabs that actually can't be hurt by normal swings, because the normal swings won't reach them, and they can only be hurt by like downward striking attacks. Edo, welcome! Thank you so much for coming again. Let's see, is this a good time to start talking about lore? Why not? You weren't here for this, but this is a game called... This looks more what I usually like. Oh, platformers? Yeah, there's definitely a series... there's definitely a serious charm to it, to action platformers. But anyways, yeah, this is based on the works of Robert E. Howard, the creator of Conan the Barbarian. So, Robert E. Howard was a... I sometimes call him, like... There are 2 genres of fantasy, really. There is the genre of high fantasy, which is pioneered by... No, wait, actually there's 3. There's high fantasy, which was pioneered by Tolkien. There's absurdist fantasy, which is pioneered by Lewis Carroll with Alice in Wonderland. And finally there is this, which is sword and sorcery. But yeah, sword and sorcery, pioneered by Howard and Edgar Rice Burroughs. So, sword and sorcery I often compare to be the opposite of high fantasy, because think about it this way. Tolkien was a devout Christian, and so, as was his friend C.S. Lewis. And as a result, the works of high fantasy are largely influenced by Christian values, notably that really binary definitions of good and evil, that good creates and evil corrupts what has been created. In the classic versions of versions of fantasy, such as Forgotten Realms and and Middle Earth. You had clearly evil beings such as Sauron and the orcs and the forces of Mordor in Middle Earth, and the drow and demons and the like in Forgotten Realms. What is it? In contrast, sword and sorcery tends to be a lot more W and E to use an item. I want to try that. There we go, there we go. So it's W and E at the same time. Oh, and it cleaves too, alright. So Howard was definitely more interested in morally gray characters. His works weren't about good and evil, they were about the will to power. So a bit of background about who Howard was. Howard was he was born in Texas, and he was born in the Texas oil boom. During which a period in which there were fleeting boom towns. Basically, oil would be discovered in Texas, and oil would be discovered in Texas, and in which case oil miners would flock to it to mine it to make a quick buck. To drill it to make a quick buck. Then people would come to wait and serve the oil drillers, such as cooks, and eventually they would be followed by more unsavory characters such as prostitutes and thieves. And and eventually, after it would fall into degeneracy and decay, as to the point where people would actually drive over as an attraction to these places to see fights. And ultimately, once the oil was drilled, everyone would leave. It would become a ghost town. And Howard regularly moved between these areas because I believe his father was an oil miner. And this drilled, no pun intended to him, the idea that civilizations were started by heroic go-getters and savages, and were ended ultimately by decadence and decay of willpower. This is what happens to ancient Rome, which was started by savages like Romulus and Remus, and ultimately how America started, because it was started by adventurers and pioneers and settlers. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, so I move forward and that can bring me into enemy range at that point. So yeah. Eventually he became a writer. He had a really bad temper as a kid, largely because he was not obedient. He did not like just blindly obeying teachers. But his temper was tempered by his mother, who instilled in him a love for reading and history. And eventually he became a prolific writer. By the way, less known fact about Conan the Barbarian. It takes place in the same universe as the Lovecraftian mythos. So yes, Cthulhu and Robert, somewhere in the works of Conan the Barbarian and Red Sonja, Cthulhu is sleeping. To the point where in another one of his works, the Worms of the Earth, the Pictish cycle, they regularly make references to the city of R'lyeh. Yes. Alright, so eventually, yeah, he was definitely not. I don't think he was a Christian. He was definitely very freedom loving and very didn't like to be didn't like to be held back by petty morality and petty notions of good and evil. Didn't like modern civilization, and that ultimately sort of conflicted with Lovecraft, who loved civilization and despised savages. And otherwise, ultimately, he had a very close relationship with his mother, and after his mother died, he took his own life. So yeah, definitely not the very far cry from the more wholesome life of Tolkien. I mean, wholesome if you don't count the what is it? You know, the war, the World War One. And now let me just play a bit more, just hack my way through this game and talk more about, and then I'll talk more about the Hyborian Age after that. Okay, this is going to be a tough one. Okay. Yeah, this is all about ultimately understanding the animation, understanding where the attack animation will hit and whether or not it'll bring you into contact with the monsters. Otherwise, gotta say, this is a very fun game. Now, hold on a second. So yeah, one way you can hit these crabs directly is by, with a basic attack, is by striking from below them. Okay, what's in this? You can only have one consumable item equipped. When you pick up a new one, you will lose the previous one. Ah, healing potion. And let's see. Either way, I wonder what are some other like interesting. No, what are some other interesting platformers I can play that have sort of tie into my love for lore and lore and history? Maybe not Ghost and Goblins, because, you know, I don't have the patience for that. Ghost and Goblins is, like, notoriously difficult, and eventually I don't know, I'd throw my computer. Waiting. Seriously, this is fun. I need to play platformers more often. Okay. Slow and steady. I had Wizards and Warriors 2 for NES when I was a kid. Oh, okay. Was a very weird gameplay. I'll look that up soon. Maybe at the checkpoint. Ow. Alright, careful. You know, apart from this, there's all. I mean, there are 3 actual modern Conan the Barbarian games I could think of. There's the Conan Exiles, of course. I mean, I don't feel like playing that because it's a game that largely revolves on controlling people through, like, mind control, through thralls, and that's unappealing for me. I mean, having games with slavery is okay when it's, like, dots on a map, like numbers on a map, like in Total War, but actually controlling slaves and dragging them around, thralls as they're called, it doesn't sit right to me. And no, that isn't woke. I don't hold it against anyone else, but it just doesn't sit right to me. The other is Age of Conan, dead MMO right now. Like, the servers are still up, but nobody plays it anymore. The game, the company that made it has moved on decisively to Conan Exiles. And then, of course, there's 2006 Golden Axe. I need to find out where I can play Golden Axe. Maybe I'll need to use an emulator. But yeah, I don't know, I just remember that there's also a 2006 Conan the Barbarian game, very similar to God of War. I still will need to find a way to play that, but supposedly it's console exclusive, it's only on the Xbox. Crantor, in the land of Chimeria. Oh, there it is. Tragedy tore at Crantor's guts. A colossal demon named Xitul, the Conqueror, brought death there, destroying his people and taking the life of his beloved wife. Crantor fought to exhaustion, but he could not prevent the loss of his beloved. After her death, every night when the shadows fell, Crantor's thoughts echoed across us endlessly with his wife's last whispers. The unbearable loss fueled his fury and ignited the flame that led him beyond the bounds of his land, seeking revenge, aiming to forever close the gates that connected both worlds. Motivated by their insatiable ambition, the Atlanteans and opened the gates of Abathor in search of an endless source of energy. However, this action unleashed a demonic invasion that began to consume and destroy Atlantis. Oh yeah, you know, now would be a good time to actually talk about the Hyborian Age. Okay, so there's several stages of Robert E. Howard's lore. It begins with the pre-cataclysmic era, the era of Atlantis. There were a number of civilizations on the main continent, the Thurian continent. This is all Earth, by the way. This is before 17,000 BC. And along with the various small civilizations, there were also 3 barbarian cultures: the Atlanteans, the Picts, and the and the Lemurians. The Thurian kingdoms eventually began to fall into civilizational decay and war with each other, and they used the barbarians as mercenaries. And eventually the Atlanteans became powerful enough to form a kingdom of their own. I believe Kull the Conqueror, Robert E. Howard's first character, is Atlantean, or at least lives in the time of Atlantis. But eventually, in 17,000 BC, a great cataclysm occurred, possibly brought about upon humanity by an Atlantean ritual, and humanity was destroyed. Not humanity, human civilization. The Lemurians were enslaved by an ancient race on Thuria's east coast, while the Picts and Atlanteans fell into savagery, the Atlanteans falling so hard that they became like animalistic apes with who didn't even have a language. And eventually a new civilization developed in the far north, the Hyborians, who gradually moved south and conquered the lands, beginning the Hyborian Age. Meanwhile, the Lemurians overthrew and destroyed their masters and formed the kingdom of Stygia. I'll talk more about it as we go along. Passages of the Sea. that's a cool thing about this. Really is all about understanding the animations, because Krantor's swing is swinging overhead that hits people on both sides. That's pretty cool, I think. Hello. There's some places you can play emulators online. Belt of Fury, sword damage, 5% sword damage, 5% critical hit chance. I will take this. I do like the crit chance. It just means I just need to keep swinging and eventually I'll do like double damage, I think. Ow. Also came Actraiser to my mind. I don't know if it counts as Barbarian. I guess it's like Holy Warrior. That's okay too. I just like lore. Oh yeah, I still need to play Castlevania eventually. I mean, Castlevania is iconic, much more iconic than Golden Axe, because Castlevania actually started an entire genre of games, Metroidvania. Oh, big crab. Let's see. Oh, crab ban. Okay. I guess those were critical hits. Yep, those are definitely crits. Got you. So I will say time and time again, I grew up on classic Western fantasy comics. Conan the Barbarian is an essential part of my childhood. Pure escapism. Pure, like, just wholesome escapism. Actually, I forget when I started reading Conan the Barbarian. I think I started reading it, like, my first ever manga was Fruits Basket. Yeah, I know, it sounds kind of weird for someone as, like, testosterone-filled as me. But yeah, first ever manga was Fruits Basket, and... yeah, Conan the Barbarian is an essential part of my childhood, and I have to say, I actually do like... I am sort of more of a Westaboo than a weeaboo. I like for a long time, I liked Western comics much more than manga. However, I don't like the way comics have changed right now. I remember the last time I actually seriously read superhero comics was DC Rebirth, and I just didn't like the way it was going. I didn't like the fact that I feel like comics by that time had been dumbed down a bit. Like, storylines were a lot shorter and they didn't tie into each other as much as they did before. I feel like it was made more for mass consumption rather than for a few small groups of geeks like it used to be in the 2000s who could keep up with, like, the vast amount of lore. Oh yeah, and the fan service, the decline of fan service in comics, like the Leotards of Power, which I do think is coming back right now. The Leotards of Power, like Psylocke's Leotard. I live for that stuff, but eventually it declined for the sake of, again, dumbing it down for mass appeal. And again, I think it's coming back with stuff like Marvel Rivals, but yeah, I'm not a fan of Western comics anymore. I'm devoted to manga right now, but maybe I'll get back into it later. But yeah, you could call me sort of a comic elitist. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I like gatekeeping. I don't think it's political to say that. What is that? A sea lion? A sea lion clam? A seahorse? A mount? Well, I mean, why don't I do it right next to that big crab? See and see what happens. Ow. Okay, maybe not. Oh, okay. Not seahorse, sea dragon. Well, that's a bit of a waste. Okay, I do want that. Forgive me if I'm going a little slowly, but I do want to actually just do everything in this game. If I leave something behind, like a power-up, I don't think I'll actually be able to forget it. Okay. Oh god, those crabs are so annoying. Okay, I need to get my animations right. First comic to get my attention to when I was a kid was by reading X-Men. I got really confused about what was going on there, but by the time I buy comics just for drawing. Yeah, that makes sense. Like I said, comics at that point were like, they were kind of exclusive. They were meant particular and specifically for a group of people who could afford to buy a lot of these comics and keep up with it. Because, for example, a good example is the, later I started reading X-Men sequentially, then Spider-Man, Punisher, etc., then later Vertigo and Dark Horse stuff. So, actually the first superhero comic series I seriously read was, Teen Titans. So, Teen Titans is not for beginners, because Teen Titans, it's like the Justice League. The Justice League, is a large group of superheroes, especially with Teen Titans, because they're all sidekicks of existing superheroes, or at least a lot of them are. Cardcaptor Sakura. I have not actually read Cardcaptor Sakura. I have, however, read Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicle. Also not a good manga for beginners, because it ties into another manga called XXX Holic, where with XXX Holic, it's funny, the creators specifically say you do not need to read both to understand what's going on. That's a lie. You do. You really do. But yeah, with Teen Titans, one of the most infamous, first of all, one of the most famous, the two most famous Teen Titans stories of all time, largely made popular by the anime, or, you know what, I think it might be like anime heresy to call Teen Titans the show an anime, but I call it that nevertheless, because I am a fucking normie. In some ways, not in some ways, and not others. But yeah, the two most famous stories, the Judas Contract and the only stick to Cardcaptor Sakura. Yeah, that makes sense. Cardcaptor Sakura is pretty iconic. But yeah, there's the Judas Contract, which is like season 2 of Teen Titans, where Deathstroke or Slade recruits the Terra, who is a complete psychopath, to Earth in the comics, to join the Titans and undermine them from the inside. And the other is the Terror of Trigon, which involves Raven's father, Trigon, and taking over the world, and a lot of really personal conflicts involving the rest of them, because their minds are being invaded. But yeah, it's not for kids. It is very difficult to understand, for fuck. Right, I forgot this was a platformer, not just a beat 'em up. But yeah, Teen Titans really gets stupid in the 2000s, where it falls into the Crisis of Infinite Earths. Not the Crisis of Infinite Earths, that's the 80s. The Infinite Crisis. The Infinite Crisis, which involves like multiple universes, multiple versions of different heroes. The two villains of Infinite Crisis, there's this one guy called Alexander Luthor Jr. the Third. Alexander Luthor Jr. of Earth 3. Basically, he's this version of Lex Luthor that wants to destroy all of the various alternate universes, which are like there are 52 of, except one perfect world. And then there's Superboy Prime. Superboy Prime is hilarious, because he is a character who actually comes from our world. He is a character who comes from a world where all the various DC superheroes are heroes from are actually comic book characters, and he is named Clark Kent because he is found by the Kent family, a family named Kent. But the thing is, he actually is Superman. He actually is Kal-El from a different universe. So Superboy Prime is someone who grows up to where people are shocked to find out that a hero from their comics actually is real. And Superboy Prime wants the new world to be the new perfect world to be his world. And there's this like epic scene where the entirety of the Teen Titans, which is like dozens and dozens of them, go and fight Superboy Prime, and like he bodies so much of them, he kills several of them before finally being imprisoned in the Speed Force. And then there's this like final conflict where all the various Earths of the 52 Earths appear in the sky around a tower where the various heroes and villains are all fighting at once. And It's so fucking complicated, but you know, I loved it. I loved it to death. But definitely not for beginners, and I think that's something that was really lost. And when in DC Rebirth, where there was like this vain attempt to appeal to the masses after the success of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because there was this vain and stupid idea that that the people who read the comics would in turn, or watch the movies in turn, would read the comics, which of course was a lie. Didn't happen. But yeah, I definitely grew up on those comics, and when it started to just when it started to go in that different direction, I switched to manga. Same play, yeah, same exact place. Okay, do not press the C button, basically. Your Etrigan the demon. Your name comes from Etrigan. Oh. Wait, is that where your name comes from? Etrigan the demon? Alright. I mean, they're in the shows. I remember this game. Weren't you going to collab with it one time? Yes, Amanda. Thank you so much for coming. I was supposed to collab with on it with. Oh, I'm not doing this again. Okay, so I was supposed to collab on this with what's his name, Cara Malone. However, it didn't work because on PC this game is not co-op. It's only co-op for consoles, which is fucking annoying. I feel like this is like a game that's made for consoles but is nevertheless on PC. So it was just really awkward back then, where we were supposed to play together, but it was just really awkward. So the rest of the game was a just chatting stream. The rest of the stream was just chatting. All right. Let's see if I can snipe this guy with the guy above with the throwing axes. Let's. Oh, he disappeared. There we go. By the way, I don't know if anyone. I don't know if anyone. Jin was looking for people. Like, fuck! Oh, thank goodness I didn't die. Left 4 Dead, but I don't think that was for streaming. We can all use practice at yapping, myself included. Malone has mastered the art. Exactly. What was I saying before? Oh yeah, I don't know if any Amanda, I don't know if you pay attention to Kirsha, but I remember watching a Kirsha stream before she, I don't know, became blatantly politically partisan. She was playing like some gangster game, I believe it was Crime Boss Rocky City, and she said she hates melee. She likes guns, melee hate. I think I'm the opposite. I like swords. And moreover, I like axes. But I think an exception to my dislike for ranged weapons is throwing weapons. Javelins are amazing. I love javelins. Okay. Bonk. Alright, well... Let's see... Yeah, this is definitely easy mode. I like characters that are so super strong they get the job done with fists and feet. Exactly! And... that's what this guy is. That's Crantor. Yeah, yeah, just... I'm currently on a roll with working out. You know, I like to... I'm a little weird in that my ideal aesthetic is not big muscles like bodybuilders. It's... I like twinks. I like toned bodies. Maybe it's because I grew up with manga, but I don't think I actually want to, with my exercise goals, I don't think I actually want to build bulk. I want to get toned. That's why I think my main focus is is actually losing weight, not building muscle. So I'm doing a lot of jogging. Well, not a lot of jogging. Rustan, then Golden Axe. What's Rustan? I'll need to look that up later. Okay, let's look at tips for Crantor. His power attack deals 3.5x damage, and he's the only character invulnerable during his dash. I have never had to actually dash so far. Maybe just early. You do what's best for you, man. I don't know if... I don't know if you've seen Conan the Barbarian, like the Conan the Barbarian movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but apparently, you know, he was actually a bodybuilder. Like, his name was the Austrian Oak. But when it actually got ready to actually play Conan the Barbarian, his muscles were actually a hindrance, to the point where he found it very difficult to actually swing around a sword, like a sword as nimbly so you had to take like really specialized lessons from a fencer. So, like, there's definitely a big difference between bodybuilding for looks, bodybuilding for strength, and getting toned, and, yeah. For, like, pro wrestling. Conan was just added to the new Mortal Kombat game too. Yeah, I saw that. He's definitely the guy you think, the guy you're talking about. A guy who just doesn't use any kind of fancy magic, just smacks people with a heavy sword. Definitely a lot of appeal to that for that, in my opinion. What? Oh, what's this? Credit? Alright. Alright, extra lives. This is an arcade game. When you reach the statue of Ananke, strike the spirit to recharge the Orb of Destiny and gain its immeasurable power. Alright. Alright, and... the idea of, like, harvesting people's souls and offering up their souls, like, I don't know, it never really sat right to me. The whole idea of a soul in traditional in traditional religious beliefs is that the soul is like your mind, and, you know, they believed in a duality of body and mind, and that it was your soul that was thinking, it was your soul that was conscious. in contrast. But I feel like a lot of these fantasy stories, when they talk about harvesting souls, they're not talking about harvesting your mind, they're talking about harvesting your life force or something like that. And that's what, like, necromancy is all about. Like, I know in, like, the Elder Scrolls, you have this, like, trap the soul trap ability where you're supposed to trap other people's souls and soul gems and make enchantments out of them. I'm guessing in that case you're not actually same thing with, like, Soulsborne games like Dark Souls, where the whole idea is that you're what is that anyways? Huh? What the hell is going on? Ooh, bombs. Because the thing is, if you were actually harvesting people's consciousness and trapping them in gems, you're obviously not the good guy. You're obviously the bad guy, and there needs to be, like, an option to be the good guy in Elder Scrolls, regardless of if that's the harvesting people's souls is the only way to actually get enchanted items. So, Amanda, you know Sealy, right? Sealy plays a lot of Pathfinder, the Pathfinder Kingmaker and Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I remember how in Pathfinder Kingmaker, after you find the souls of Pathfinder Kingmaker and Wrath of the Righteous are games where you legitimately have the option of being evil. Your consciousness is mine, Shang Tsung. Exactly. So Shang's, in Pathfinder Kingmaker, you actually have the option of, when you find the souls of the people of Varnhold, when you discover their souls, you actually have the option of, what is this anyways? Oh. Unlimited power. You actually have the option of, they're all in bottles, and instead of freeing them, and it's a symbol of subservience to the higher power. Like, I'm not actually doing anything with Amanda. Oh, I see. Oh, the master of soulcraft returns here. Or the great monster, the demon herself, Mai. Okay. Or, of course, there's always Sunny in Philadelphia, where it's not the soul, it's the whole, according to Danny DeVito. The soul, the whole, guarded by the troll. Actually, that's a policy I have now. Whenever I GM a fantasy tabletop RPG, at one point the players will be encountered by a group of trolls. Encountered by a group of trolls who say you need to pay a toll to pass, a troll toll, and then they start singing the song from It's Always Sunny. They start they start doing a stupid musical dance and start singing. Okay, we have a trident. What does that do? Oh, that too. Oh, it's a summon. So basically there are summons in this game like Final Fantasy. Alright. What is that? Ow. Oh, I see. So this is just a portal from which infinite monsters come out. Alright. Gotta get rid of that. Oh, I guess that guy's unreachable. How many hits is this gonna... Alright, let's go. Always Sunny, such a brilliant show. Remind me, is that... I haven't actually seen much of it. Is that the show where, what is it? How Do You Do, Fellow Kids comes from? Atlantis. Desolation. Some Atlanteans, realizing fighting was futile against the overwhelming force of demons, sought to escape from the continent. Using the few ships that had survived the tsunamis, they attempted to set sail and flee the continent. However, in the midst of their desperate escape, something fearful and monstrous emerged from the depths of the sea. A nightmarish creature, fueled by the forces unleashed during the opening of the gates, attacked them with unimaginable rage. This unexpected enemy, more terrifying than the demons themselves, stood in their way. Destroying the fleet with ferocity. Devastation spread as the creature mercilessly killed and devoured the unfortunate Atlanteans. When the gates opened, the immeasurable Abathorian energy exploded and spread uncontrollably throughout the continent, cracking the ground and triggering earthquakes. These tectonic movements opened cracks and pits leading to the depths of the earth. Many Atlanteans were swallowed by them and plunged into the darkness of the abyss. Additionally, giant waves emerged, crashing into the ocean and coast, ruthlessly destroying almost the entire grand fleet of ships. How Do You Do, Fellow Kids is from 30 Rock, alright. Ruthlessly destroying almost the entire grand fleet of ships, preventing the terrified Atlanteans from escaping. Dire monsters, colossal giants, and ancient titans eagerly slid through towards the open gates. Like voracious parasites, they fed upon the energy flowing from Abathor's plane, transforming into nightmarish creatures imbued with immense power. The sky is darkened with their sinister roars, and the earth trembled under the weight of their new formidable power. I guess that's what explains the giant crabs. Perhaps one of these creatures destroyed the fleet of Atlantean ships and devoured the victims. When the heroes reached the coast, a chill ran down their spine. They found something unsettling was lurking. Alright, this is it. Let's see. How do you... Yeah, right. Sword damage, Aegis armor. Oh, I need this. Alright. Well, there's no sound right now. That means there's going to be a powerful boss up ahead. So, yeah. Ow. Wait, what the? Toothless dragon? A pterodactyl? Alright. Observe boss's patterns, predict attacks. The Kraken's tentacles grow... Oh, there it is. I'm actually currently in the middle of reading this book called, what is it? Kronos Rising. So Kronos Rising is like a... There's a specific genre of monster novels, and by monster I mean prehistoric monsters. Oh wow, this is hard. I didn't realize it was going to be this difficult. Oh shit, I might actually have to... I might actually have to start... Wait, how do I... I might actually need to start dashing right now. Crap. Alright, let's see if I can actually pull this off. Ow. Okay. I'm dead. So apparently there's a credit system in this where extra lives. Oh, so I wonder if I lose all my credits, do I actually have to restart from the beginning? That would be, because that would be hilarious, darkly hilarious. Okay. What is this anyways? Oh, I know what this reminds me of. This reminds me of Cubone. But with the Pokemon Cubone. Oh, I see. So basically, I have my choice of consumables, of items. Ow, that was a waste. Ow. Alright, thanks. Thanks, Father Poseidon, or Mother, since, you know, she's an anime girl right now, and I'm a VTuber. Ow. Okay, this is the point where I finally, no, where I ultimately make it clear once again. I suck at games. In games in general, there is a game sense that I just do not have. It's why I don't play competitive games like Marvel Rivals. Okay. Careful. Oh, wrong direction. Alright, I'm gonna use my usual strategy in hack and slash games, which is just kite for days. Just keep on running in and running back out. Oh, wrong direction again. Okay, almost there, almost there. Okay. That was a little annoying. Finish a stage with just 1 health point. I didn't realize that was an achievement. Through the Veiled Wood. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, jump strength. I'd like this. Man, you know, there's so many more aspects of lore I wish I could talk about, but I struggle to read. I have very, very intense ADHD, and reading is very difficult for me because I just have I have a very low amount of something called fluency, which means that it's very difficult for me to actually just rapidly read words and put them read words and put them together. put the game together and make sentences. Because of that, it just takes me a very long time to read. Okay, this is oh my fucking god. Oh, there it is. That is convenient. I actually recently ordered this like fat what is it, copy of a book called of a book series called the Morgaine Saga, which is like, it's space fantasy. It's space fantasy like written by this woman named C.J. Cherry. It's something I've wanted to read for a while, but it's just so intimidating because the text is so small and it takes a lot of effort to read stuff like that. Oh, fuck! Not again. Okay. Oh, bombs. Perfect. Ow. Oh, a boss. Alright. I didn't even realize that was a boss. Oh, nice. Okay. For fuck's sake. Okay, so I drop down and ow. Okay, so this is going to require a lot of timing. You know, this is my fault for assuming this game was was easier than it actually is. Oh, I can take away half his health with one big swing. All right. Oh, that was easy. All right. Oh. Imagine actually getting kicked off a ledge by a bird. Okay, timing. Ow. Okay. Come on. Oh my god, these stupid birds. Chopped. Okay. Either way, pretty smooth sailing right now. The only real problem I have right now is the birds. Oh yeah, I completely forgot I had these axes. Okay, can't jump. Alright. Thank you all so much for coming for this, by the way. I might have, I actually still have a bit more to talk about in terms of lore, but, I'm just gonna wait until the end of this, level to do that. Oh, which is now, I guess. Okay. Soul offering. Okay, anyways, let's get to the... Okay. Okay, so yeah, after the collapse of what is it, the Atlantean Age, we began the actual period where Conan the Barbarian takes place, which is the Hyborian Age. The Hyborians developed into a number of kingdoms, including the powerful empire of Aquilonia, which the Conan the Barbarian stories largely center around. So, well, actually, they center around the center on two groups. There's Aquilonia, which is the Roman Empire basically, and then there's the Cimmerians, who are a savage barbarian descended from the people of Atlantis, which Conan is one of. Also in the north are Nordic peoples known as the Vanir and Aesir. And finally, the Picts from before continue to live in savagery in the far south. While there's also another Lemur kingdom descended from the Lemurians called the Hyrcanians, who rule the eastern steppes. But yeah, the Picts are still around. The Atlanteans became the Cimmerians, and the Lemurians became the Stygians and the Hyrcanians. Then we actually get to the actual big man himself, who is Conan the Barbarian. So Conan is a Cimmerian, and he is a heroic savage, the ideal like muscular Superman, and according to Robert E. Howard. So he wanders across the world seeking adventure and plunder. He's a man of action before thought and doesn't really have any kind of petty morality, although he does have a code of honor. And he doesn't tolerate disrespect as long as he has a sword in his hand. So insult him and he will kill you. And he has enough disdain for the powerful men of civilization that he's regularly willing to commit crimes against them, be it stealing as a petty thief or bringing them down in rebellions. And one such rebellion was actually put him in a place of power. He became the king of Aquilonia. And after siring in the air and overcoming several plots against him, he eventually just left for more adventure and disappeared. Anyways, let's keep going. Lamentations of another fallen village. All right. Now maybe I can finally find out what this does. Oh, nice. Little help dragon assistant. Wonder how long it lasts. Okay, yeah, this is really helpful. Okay. Plus W to climb a rope. All right. Ow. Okay, so the green lizards have 2 hit points and the yellow lizard has 3. All right. I mean, the yellow lizard has 1. Oh, so can't actually stand on... Okay, so can't actually stand on those, like, paddles, I guess. Is that what the word is? Okay, focus. Focus. Okay, gotta actually stand on the... Fuck! 91 credits left, alright. Wait. Is she doing like the Family Guy death pose? Like, you know, with her arm behind her? Because that would be funny if that was deliberate. Okay. Atlanteans created artifacts like this one with energy extracted from Orichalcum. Hit the lever to activate it. Okay. Oh, that's it. Kind of looked like it was. What's down here? Oh, nothing. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's buy something. All right. A black obelisk in the way. Oh dear. Oh. Button mash time. Let's see what this fish does. Okay, this is helpful. Oh crap. Okay, this is an interesting level. What? Ow. Okay, 2 hit points left. Stupid birds! Okay, here come the birds. Hey, no hits. What? What is hitting me? Okay, they're all coming from the left. Oh, no, they're all coming from the left later. Focus. Okay, there's also it's not enough to just be hit by. Okay, 1 hit point left. So annoying. Oh. Okay, gotta be careful. Alright, no hits. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that plant first. Alright, here we go. Alright, what next? Oh, I did not realize I actually have to destroy the obelisk. Or maybe I can just destroy it now. Alright. Destroy an obelisk of Abathor. Oh, I see, that's what it was. Anyways, let's talk about another important character from the World Robbery Tower. So, okay, so Red Sonja. Red Sonja is actually not an the way she is popularly known isn't actually a well-known character. I mean, isn't actually a. Okay, so Robert E. Howard wrote a character called Red Sonja of Rogatino. She is actually a Russian, I believe, a Russian woman or some woman who was like. Fighting in like the 1500s or 1500s to it's near Constantinople. So she is a gunslinger. But eventually, however, when the first Conan comic started being written, there was this a story was written independent of Howard's works called The Song of Red Sonja, where Conan first encountered her. And originally, Sonja actually did not wear a chainmail bikini. She wore a suit of chainmail and red shorts. But eventually, however, when they decided to give her her own comic, they decided they needed a more iconic outfit. So Red Sonja definitely has a lot more tragic beginning than Conan. So as a girl in Hyrcania, her parents are killed and she's raped by marauders. And after this, she swears revenge on all corrupt and wicked men and becomes an adventurer herself. So why Sonia wears a chainmail bikini is different based on who writes her. Sometimes it's just to distract her male enemies, which is honestly a bit of a cop out. Other times there's the more lore-fitting reason that they're about to be defeated, to show them they're about to be defeated by a woman, a frail woman. And of course, there's also the reason that she's just really dumb, which is my favorite. And there's nothing wrong with that. She is a barbarian after all. So Sonia swears that no man may ever win her heart unless they defeat her in single combat. And so far, the only man to actually do that has been Conan. Lizards. Lizard Saga. The second chapter in the Vinland Saga. And the Morgaine Saga. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. I brought that upgrade that gives me more charges for items. That's cool. Okay, let's see. Let's do this. Oh, that was close. Okay. What? That's annoying. Okay. Okay, we made it. All right. Higher rope. And you guys remember the days in the 2000s where there were a lot of like on Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon.com and the like, there were a lot of these like flash games on websites used to promote TV shows. A lot of my favorites were on CartoonNetwork.com. That was fun. Like Dexter's Laboratory games. Those were good ones. Okay, he's making an awkward... He's in an awkward position with that rope. Rats? Alright. Okay. Ow. So are these things gonna just keep coming? Is this like a rope platforming? Yes, it is. Shit. Shit. Oh, that was tough. Thank goodness there's health pack at the end. It's getting harder and harder. All right. So I didn't actually have much to I didn't actually have much to talk about. I did some last minute research and my what is it? I did some last minute research and my what is it? Also, I'm kind of short on sleep. I'm short on sleep, and I also have a lot of work to do. So I think I'm going to end the stream after the next boss fight. So, but it has been quite fun, and okay. Ow. Alright, so far so good. Pretty cool that I can just breathe underwater, just like Batman can breathe in space. Not breathe, breathe. Breathe. Okay. Pufferfish. Okay, next one should be the boss fight. General Capax Assault. Yep, this is it. Okay. Oh, fire. Oh, they have such small hitboxes. Annoying. Oh boy. Oh, you can strike arrows out of the air. Alright. I did not know that. Alright, there's the Moblin Merchant. You know, seriously, he does look like those Moblins from Legend of Zelda the Wind Waker. Alright, what is for sale? A credit? Alright. Wait, a discount. So, like, I can just buy this and everything is 15% off. Why didn't I just buy this from the beginning? Oh, live and learn. We'll continue. All right. All right. All right, let's go. Is this it? Is this the boss fight? Oh, there it is. Ooh. Okay. Oh. Ow. Alright. So far, so good. Oh, too close. Dead. Okay, there's a checkpoint. That's fine. Alright, here he is. Oh, damn, these are big hits. I want to know more about this guy's lore. I want to... Oh, why can't I hit you? Okay, so go past him. Okay, so basically don't roll away from him. Roll past him. Okay, I can do that. See you, thank you so much for coming, Etoy. I'm about to end the stream anyways after I beat this idiot. Missed. Almost there. Okay, almost there. Okay. Okay, focus. Gotta focus. Got him! I underestimated your ferocity. I must retreat and strengthen myself again. We can nourish ourselves and grow stronger with the same energy you use in your laughable little toys. The next time we meet, you will not surprise me. I will stalk you and descend upon you like a storm. The last thing you'll be here will be a thunderous burst of reptilian power. Watch your backs. Oh, okay. Okay, Kipak. General Kipak. Kipak, the fearsome general of the serpent and reptilian demons, calmly observed from the fortress of Mnesius. He had assaulted and occupied the fortress with his troops, turning into his infernal bastion. Aware of the heroes' arrival, he awaited them with relentless determination. General Kipak, skilled swordsman, cunning warlock, and unmatched strategist, had never known defeat. The heroes would come weakened to him, and they would face a duel that would demand not only strength but also the sharpness of their minds, where prudence and insight would confront the tactics of their demon general. The imposing obelisk of Abathor, a majestic column of black obsidian, rose menacingly before the brave heroes, chiseled with intricate arcane ruins radiating darkness. It emanated a chilling aura of evil. Its presence triggered the opening of dimensional portals, summoning demons directly from Abathor. Its cold surface was imbued with a sinister power that had to be eradicated before the malevolence it projected devoured everything around it. No, I don't want to. Alright, well, that was very fun. I'm definitely going to continue this on my own, but that was a blast, honestly. I haven't played a platformer in years, and that was exhilarating. But I'm going to head out now. Like I said, I need to get some extra sleep, and get some work done. But thank you so much for coming, and I will catch you guys later. Thank you so much for coming. Thanks for coming, and expect more to come. Thank you, Erogaroi. Thank you, Amanda Splatz. And thank you, wherever you are, Cupcake Conjurer. It is a great honor to have all of you in my chat. So thank you for coming. Thanks for coming, and expect more to come.